Welcome back. C16. Yeah. Right. 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 I've been searching this board for about 3 hours now. Scratching my head, I can't figure it out. I replaced the TED chip. Problem's still there. I replaced the CPU. Problem is still there. I even replaced the BIOS. And the problem's still there. So, with the aid of this, and with the aid of light, on the board down here, there's one tiny little trace. What goes from this RAM chip. It goes to a wire. Now, I flip the board over, put on continuity, bring the board around that way. If I go from that chip to the wire, there's no contact. And I kid you not, it's no wider than that. That little piece. I've been at this board for friggin' hours. Now, I'm not saying it's that, but I'm pretty sure it should be there. So we can fix that and then see where we're at. I'll show you. So here, this little wire, should be a little trace there. Just like all the others. There's nothing. I bet it's that. I bet you a tenner. No, I don't bet you a tenner. Just in case it's not that. Right. So, bit of wire. That tint. Right. Let's put turn off. And I'm going. I'm going to that chip. Right. There's no continuity between this leg on the ramp to that resistor pack, and there should have been. So, technically, this should work. If it doesn't, it's going in the bloody bin. Yay! Works! Yeah, no, it's a new TV. It's got all the exact same connections as my other one. Except this was my mum's, so I've taken it for here. Now, I can get on with what I've ordered. That there is a CPU. An expensive CPU. On eBay, for one of them, between 40 and 80 quid. I only paid 40 for the whole thing. But yeah, they're selling them for 40 to 80 quid. The TED chip, I think they're going for about 30 quid. 30? Yeah, about 30 quid. But them are so rare now that it's getting really hard to get them. And they're getting really expensive. So, we're going to get rid of that. Not that we need to, because it's perfectly fine. But we're going to upgrade this. We're going to upgrade it to a Commodore 6510. Yep, that's a Commodore 64's CPU. Taking this out and putting that in. But we have to take this out as well. So, chip puller. Not the chip puller. Chip puller. Extractor. Whatever. Right. That is a 6510. Extremely common. From Commodore 64. Go on eBay, there's hundreds and hundreds of Commodore 64s going. And you can get these for like 15 quid. It sits on a modded board in that socket where I've just took out the CPU. So get you in so you can see. So again, as always, these these chips, they all have little notches in them. Match those notches up with the boards. Make sure they're seated first before I go pushing it down. And a nice firm push. Next one is this 6510 kernel for that. That kernel is for that one. So we need to take that out and replace it with this. And hopefully it works. I hope. Start with it. Sorry, got to put my head there. Make sure all the legs are in. 2 fingers. Push. Check everything's down. Right. Let's see if that still works. No. Still works. But if you look up here, that's our memory left. Not a lot. Where are you? You're there. These two are your memory. Pocketed them because of what was going on here. I'm going to replace them anyway. These two are an 8 and an 8, giving you 16 kilobytes. We're going to replace them two with two 32s, making this a 64 kilobyte. In other words, a +4, minus the software. But yeah, all them +4 games I'll be able to play on here, all 2 of them. Haskell Works and Numbers Cruncher or something. I'll take these 2 chips out, put in these 2, which are two 32s, to pull out these 2, U7 and U8. I'll bend the legs on one of them, bend the legs on one of them, and wire them up across here to the 2 wires nearest the RF box. And then hopefully we'll have 64K. Stay there. Alright, so what I've done, you see the 2 wires there? I've just soldered 2 pins on. I couldn't show you because it's a small gap and I need to be in there to see it because I'm blind as a bat. So there's them 2 pins. Now, I had an old computer, one of them. I think this is the power switch front of the PC tower. It was an old one, no good, it was broken. So I'm going to use this as my jumper cable. See, it's plugged in there. I'm going to take these 2 wires now over to U8 and U7, but I've got to get them off and bend the legs. So on U8, I've got to take, if you go from the top notch on the right hand side, count down 3, 1, 2, 3. This pin we need to bend out. That notch to the left is number 1. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But then on a chip you go down and then back up. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Pin 14 we need to bend so it doesn't go into the socket, so we can solder a wire to it. So gentle bend like that. There, if you can see that. Put it in. Now, U7. So U7 is pin number 2. So you got the notch, number 1, second one down, number 2. That's in. really dark. It's always good dark when I'm filming. Let's just tuck the wire down, just clean up a bit. Should test it really, shouldn't I? Yeah. We'll play first, test later. Let's put that in there. Move! Q. Are you ready? Just move back a bit. Ta-da! 60. We now have a +4. Still Commodore 16. Still plays Commodore 16 games. Does everything Commodore 16 does. You can just play extra games. Like Icicle Works and Number Cruncher. Right, so I'll show you. That's a Commodore 16 game. Without the reflection. Commodore 16, but then it also says and +4. To play this, you only need 16 kilobytes of memory. It's +4 has 64. It's gonna play it. These are made for the Commodore 16. Icicle Works only has the +4. It won't work on a Commodore 16. Hasn't got enough memory. Now it will. I don't know what it's like though, I've never played it. And I won't be playing that either. I'm not 5. I don't know where it is. I'm really not interested. But yeah. So I did all that for that. Best be good. I saw somebody playing it, Jam Better. He did that mod. Changed it from a 16 kilobyte to a 64. Good old Jam. And it just looked like Boulder Dash. Christmas version. Might have a go at that. We can put this finally back in this case. It's working perfectly. All that for the trace that big. I mean, what the? See, since it's off. See, persistence pays off. And having a magnifying glass. Alright, let's clean this up. Oh, guess what I also got? I'll show you the corner. That's broke as well. It turned up, it didn't work. If you see on eBay, not tested, it generally means it's broke. That's why I only paid 40 quid for this as well. I'm a con merchant, me. I'm not, I'm an honest guy. I'm forward to fixing that and then flogging it for 150 quid. Lovely. Right, where's the case? Right, now we're back together. Ta-da! Sounds a bit good, isn't it? Ta-da! That's better. The old classic, everybody does. Yeah. Cool. Right. Before I fire it up, adapter cable for a joystick. A proper joystick. Not the Commodore joystick. Manly joystick. Quick shot. See if it works. Are you ready? Hey. Right. Let's load a game. It's not really an inspiring loading screen, is it? Spectrum used to give you pictures and stuff. Cool. Right. Joystick. Here we go. Oh. Oh. No! Beat it. You don't want to watch me playing this. I'm really good at it and you'll just get jealous. What can I say? Yeah. So that's been my little adventure with a Commodore 16. My childhood computer. My very first I ever received. Christmas Day 1984. Bit more upgrades to what it was before. And a better TV. So next time, if you can guess what it was, that's what we'll be fixing. Thanks for watching. Oh, don't forget, give us a like, or don't, and subscribe. Nailed it. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra for now.